you're still the same. I caught up with you yesterday, moving game to game, no one standing in your way, turning on the charm. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Still the Same by Bob Seger with the Silver Bullet Band. This is a song that so many of you messaged and requested from me to do a tutorial about, and I am with you. This song is so fantastic. Not only are the chords relatively easy, there's only about 5 or 6 triads in the entire song. It also has that absolutely irresistible piano part. It's super easy to play. Let's do it. I'm Brenda Earl-Stokes. I'm the owner and creator of Piano and Voice with Brenda. I make creative and practical resources to help you to become a more versatile musician. We're going to use my typical several step process to work through the song. Before we get started today, if you want to have an absolutely free download of the lyrics and chords of this song, check out the link here, pianoandvoicewithbrenda.com/stillthesame. And if you go to that page, then you will be able to get a free printable with the lyrics and chords so you can follow along with me at home and put it in your music book. And this time I actually want to start with the intro. So let's come into the studio and get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this really amazing piano intro that we could call the hook, because I mean, you can't play the song without this particular sound. So let me show it to you first and then I'll break it down. So it goes. I promise I'll break it down. 2, 3, 4. So let me show you what this is. This is actually a C major 7 chord that he plays. And he goes from the C major 7, so it's the E, the G, the B in the right hand. And then he goes to, and this is actually a C triad in first inversion. So he's going from this da, and then he's going to the C major. And he does that a few times. Da, da, da. Then he goes da, 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 da. So he does that twice. Okay, so he goes da, 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 da. Then he goes da, da. So what this ends up being is a C triad in first inversion, and then it becomes like kind of a C2 chord because he goes up to the 2 of the scale. Okay, so he goes da, 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 da. Then he goes to the E minor chord. See how he does that? So let me play it for you a couple more times slowly and you can play along as you figure it out. See that? Do da 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 da. Then it goes to the E minor. And then he plays an E in the bass. And then you're going to go to a G triad for the 4th bar. And I'm playing the G triad in second inversion, so the 5th, the root, the 3rd, D, G, B. Okay, so let's put that whole 4-bar phrase together. It goes da 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 da. Then he goes to the G chord. Let's do that one more time. Da 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 da. Good. Then to the G. Now we're going to do the next part. Same thing again. Da da da. Da 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 da. Then he goes to the G again, and his left hand pulses 4 times. See how we do that? And so my left hand is really being the bass player. I don't think anyone is playing that on the piano. But your left hand is going to pulse G, 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 and then you're going to go ba 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 ba. And that's a very typical like 50s rock and roll kind of bass line that sort of walks its way down. So it has a little vintage touch in it. So let's do those 2 bars. It goes ba 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 ba. So let me play the whole intro for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. Up to the G. 4. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. And then pulse the bass. Bum, 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 bum. Just like that. So that's the intro of the song, done and dusted. If you need more time or you need to go over it again, I'm a video. You can absolutely rewind your way through, check it out a few more times. So now we're going to get into the bulk of the song. And actually, I should tell you, so we're now going to go in and have a look at the chords to the song. And as I promised in the intro, there are not that many. So we start out with a C chord, just like this. And the next chord is an E minor chord. And for this one, I'm doing a little voice leading. So I'm playing E minor in its second inversion. So this is the 5th, the root, and the 3rd of E minor. And that's just for voice leading purposes. And then I'm going to go to the G chord. And I'm going to do it in first inversion, which means that the 3rd, the 5th, the root of the chord. B, D, G. So let me show this to you again. The C chord, the C chord again, and then E minor in second inversion, and then a G triad in first inversion. And then we do that again. Then we're going to do that E minor in second inversion and G major in first inversion. So let me just sing and play this little part for you. You always won every time you placed a bet to the G. You're still damn good. No one's gotten to you yet. To G. Excellent. So now we're going to go on to the next part of the song, which is we're going to go to an F chord, a gambler's share. So this is F in first inversion. Okay. And then we're going to go to G, also in first inversion, then back to our C chord. Okay, so it's going to go a gambler's share, the only risk that you would take. Great. Now we're going to go to an E7 chord, and this is a 4-note chord. This should say G sharp. That's going to drive me nuts, but my app doesn't always know what we're doing. But you're going to play it in first inversion, so it's going to be G sharp, B, D, and E. Just like that. Only loss they could forsake to A minor, just like that in root position. Then I'm going to play D minor in second inversion. And then I'm going to play my G in first inversion again. Okay, so let's take the second half of the verse. Every time they were sure they had you caught, you were quicker than they thought. You just turn your back and walk. Okay? Now, as you do that, your left hand is going to do this bass thing again. Bum, 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 bum. So last time we did it in eighth notes. Da, 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 da. This is bum, bum. They're quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is pretty much the whole song, but let's do a sing and play through of this part, and then we'll dig into the chorus. All right, so 1, 2, 3. You've always won every time you placed a bet. You're still damn good. No one's gotten to you yet. Every time they were sure they had you caught. E7. You were quicker than they thought. You just turn your back and walk. Let's do the next verse. You always said the cards would never do you wrong. The trick you said was never play the game too long. A gambler share, the only risk that you would take, the only loss you could forsake, the only did that? Okay. Piece of cake. So we're going to go into the chorus now. And the chorus has one extra chord, two extra chords in it, nothing major. So we're going to start out with a C chord. All right. Then we're going to go to an E triad. And I'm going to do my E triad. This should be a G sharp. It's going to be 3, 5, 1. So this is in first inversion. And then you're going to go to an A major triad. Right? See how we're doing that? So it goes, you're still the same. I caught up with you yesterday. And the singers go, still the same. And then you're going to go, move into the game. And this is a D minor chord in second inversion. Okay, just like that. You're still the same. No one's standing in your way. And then you're going to play that G in first inversion, and you're going to do this walk down thing. Just like that. You see how we do that? And so let's take that section again, just so you can get it. And you're still the same. I caught up with you yesterday. A again. Moving to the game. No one's standing in your way. Turning on the charm long enough to get you by. You're still the same. You still aim high, right? And then at that point, we're going to get into this instrumental thing. That's the intro again. It's exactly the same thing. Still the same. Still the same. Remember the singers sing that? And then that's the entire song. Okay. Now, the only thing we haven't added into this is an accompaniment strategy. And there are a bunch of different ones we're going to do. Today, I'm just going to teach you a simple one. And if you are a versatile musician member watching this, I'm going to give you some bonus ones at the end. So stay tuned for that. So here's what we're going to do is that your left hand is going to be pulsing 4 beats in the bar. And your right hand is going to be going ba, 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 ba. This rhythm, which is written like this, is called the Charleston figure. And it shows up in music all over the place, from jazz to rock to you name it. It's a very, very common rhythm that we use. I actually made a video about it up here. If you want to dig a little bit deeper as to what the Charleston figure is, check this video out up here. I'll also link it in the description box below. So you're going to do this rhythm. You always won every time you placed a bet. You're still damn good. No one's gotten to you yet. You see how he did that? It just works brilliantly for the entire song. One of my tricks for this, if you have a difficult time singing and playing at the same time, is that you can put the rhythm on your lap. You can't see my lap, so I'm putting it here on my sternum where you can see. You could put the original recording on and tap this rhythm and sing along until you get the coordination of it together. So let's do a playthrough for the whole song so that you can see it, how it all goes. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Always won every time you placed a bet. You're still damn good. No one's gotten to you yet. Every time they were sure they had you caught, you were quicker than they thought. You just turn your back and walk. You always said the cards would never do you wrong. The trick you said was never play the game too long. A gambler's share, the only risk that you would take, the only loss you could forsake, the only bluff you couldn't take. And you're still the same. I caught up with you every day. And you're still the same. I caught up with you yesterday. Moving game to game, no one standing in your way. Turning on the charm long enough to get you by. You're still the same. You still ain't high. Still the same. Still the same. Still the same. Still the same. There you stood. Everybody watched you play. I just turned and walked away. I had nothing left to say. 'Cause you're still the same. Still the same. You're still the same. Baby, baby, still the same. Moving game to game. Doesn't that sound fantastic? I mean, what a fun song to play, and is one of those songs I guarantee if you play this as part of your set, or if you're at a sing-along or a gathering or something like that, everyone is going to go, I love that song. I just love that song. Everybody loves that song. The trick to all of this, in my opinion, and why all of my tutorials generally do pretty well here on YouTube, is because I think the way that we break this down is the key. And in this case, starting with that hook or that intro that keeps coming back over and over again is a great place to go, because I don't think you could really get away playing this song without playing that intro. Finally, going into breaking down the chords and being able to play them through. And again, if you're not really super confident with playing chord inversions, just play everything in root position. Who cares? It seriously doesn't matter at all. So you can absolutely go through and play it simply like that. Or you can try all the chord inversions and the voice leading I showed you. And then finally adding this rhythmic figure, this accompaniment strategy that I gave you to do today, mostly pulsing 4 quarter notes in the left hand and playing the Charleston figure in the right hand as you play. But you'll notice when I did the playthrough, I did a whole bunch of additional things, mostly there for your kind of inspiration, and you can always stop and go back and see if you can check out some of the things that I'm doing. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you today. If so, make sure you leave me a big thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what the heck are you waiting for? Just do it. These kinds of little tasks that you do can make a huge difference for a small creator like myself. So please subscribe away. If you want to know more about me, you can check out my website. It's pianoandvoicewithbrenda.com. There you can find a ton of really fantastic resources, and you can learn how to work with me. I have an amazing online all-inclusive membership called The Versatile Musician that has hundreds of tutorials, dozens of courses, printables, everything that you need to really round out your piano, musicianship, music theory skills, singing skills, and more. So you can check that out. Again, I'll leave the link below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.